4, 3, 2, 1, go. Hey guys, Ranchin here, bringing you all another StarCraft commentary. This is going to be the final match in Group 10 of the MST. Mind out of the tournament, Kiva in the tournament, and now JangBi and Pusan getting rematch from the first set to find out who stays and who doesn't. So we're going to have Pusan at the 5 o'clock position as the red protoss and JangBi at the 11 o'clock position as the orange protoss. This is going to be destination, and there's a very early probe coming out from Pusan. So he's going to bring some cheese. He's going to bring some cheese up against JangBi here. Going to try to end this in one swift maneuver of some cheesy mozzarella parmigiano awesomeness. I'm actually a fan of cheddar myself. Not necessarily just for eating, just yum 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 nom nom no, but more for possibly just putting on something, like making a nice meal and adding some cheddar to it and oh yeah, some sort of oven thing. But yeah, Pusan actually going to put down the pylon outside and going to attempt to put down a gateway inside the base. So it's kind of Bisu-esque in what he's attempting to do here. This is what Bisu did to, I believe, Perfect Man in the playoffs. Meanwhile, probe has not been spotted. JangBi has no idea this is there. He does put down his gateway inside of his main. So I honestly think Pusan might attempt to do something even more interesting. That probe pylon is going to get spotted by that probe. Probe is actually going to take the... Oh, no. Oh, dear God. Oh, that probe. Oh, man. JangBi going to take the nether bridge, so it's not going to get spotted. But I do think it's going to get spotted just before... Yeah, that gateway is going to get spotted just because Pusan decided to start running around with this probe rather than keep it up. Maybe JangBi felt a little bit suspicious. Actually, going to pull a lot of probes off the line, just started attacking the gateway. Meanwhile, Pusan just has his own probe inside. The gateway is going to come up, however, not going to get canceled. There are going to be gateways from both sides coming up almost at exactly the same time. So at the very least now, JangBi is going to lose a lot of mining time just to get all those probes off the line. They're definitely going to get a full surround against anything, that might, even some probes sliding alongside that gateway. So even if that first zealot comes out, you're going to get fully surrounded by those probes. But I think it's still going to be able to come out just before to start harassing. Before any damage get done. On the opposite side, Pusan actually has a lot of probes mining, while Pusan just being irritated with his probe alongside. Actually, I think... Is that a matter pylon? I think it might have been a matter pylon. Gateway does go down just before Pusan managed to get a zealot out there. So now it's going to be zealot against zealot, probe against zealot and probes. There's going to be that one matter pylon going to be preventing even more mining. And is that a gas steal? Wow. Just full-on aggression from Pusan here. He's going to not allow JangBi to do anything. Look at all those probes being forced to run behind the mineral line. It's going to be an irritating. Didn't lose his gateway, unfortunately. Meanwhile, just going to put a gateway inside of his main. Just try to be that irritating with Zealot. Is going to get his Zealot trapped. Ooh, allow way too many pot shots. Have to try to keep those shields up. Going to cancel that manner. No, never mind. Didn't cancel that. What am I talking about? Did lose that. Actually, second manner pylon there at the low hand position. 2 manner pylons alongside a gas steal. So Pusan really using a lot of resources to do this harassment. There are going to be 2 zealots up against his 1, but the zealots are not going to start moving out, I think. Especially not with that 1 zealot. Pusan's inside. You're going to attempt to get a probe kill. If he had another probe alongside to help him, he might have actually managed it. But with those 2 zealots around to at least attempt to do some sort of killing of that 1 zealot, deny some positioning with another pylon there. But still, just a lot of harassment. Cybernetics already on the way, while JangBi's tech nowhere close. He's just going to attempt to desperately try to get back into this. His gas is not imminent. He's not going to be forced to attack that gas. Still Pusan has that 1 second zealot inside of the base. Just try to keep it alive. There is Cybernetics coming up just now. He's going to have to put on his own simulator to get some gas going. Opposite side, there are going to be goons coming in fairly soon from Pusan. I'm going to see what this actually turns into now, because honestly, okay, Pusan sacrificed a lot of economy to just do this harassment, but he's had a scout inside this JangBi beast in the entire time. Actually, JangBi also has done the same, but he did prevent a lot of mining, put down 2 mana pylons and a simulator, so he delayed the tech. But I think actually you might have... It's very hard to tell from you really whether he did enough damage, more damage than he really needed to. He's now going to lose 1 pylon right there. Low position is... Probes managed to finally finish off that zealot. Taking gateway coming up for Pusan. I think JangBi is doing exactly the same. Really hard to think. I think actually the position is rather equalized because no probes killed for JangBi. JangBi was forced to pull, what was that, almost all of his probes off the line just to get that gateway down. And let's see, actually gonna have a Dragoon alongside a Probe move out and try to do some harassment on the opposite side here. There are going to be Zealots blocking the ramp, but Pusan actually try to move out with a Dragoon to try to pick off some Zealots, try to show us how Dragoon micro is done properly. JangBi just going to move around with those probes, trying to make sure that Pusan does not continue his funky style. Pusan wrote for, as you saw in the last game against mine, Pusan very aggressive expander. Actually going to move out with that once the Dragoon has a Dragoon and Zealot being inside of his own base. Oh, is he going to allow? Okay, he's just going to be able to put that Dragoon on the ramp. And has a Probe coming in, but no. Oh, Probe gets killed before he does spot really anything important. There's going to be Goon range coming up. JangBi actually put down his natural expansion. Feels safe enough to do this. He knows that Pusan does not have enough troop count to really threaten him at this point. There are a few more Dragoons, I think, on the field for JangBi. Going to try to go in and pick off at least a few Zealots to try to keep the number down, but there are enough Dragoons also to help JangBi support those forces. He is going to have his range up much sooner. I don't think JangBi even started reaching that. Instead, just put down robotics sphere. Going to try to rush to Reavers and allow that to defend himself. On the opposite side, I know that Pusan does have his range coming up, and those Dragoons are going to have range, so Pusan might just be able to use that to his advantage, because he also has his robotic facility up. So Reavers are going to be in time for almost at exactly the same time for these players. Natural expansion is going to come up around the same time. Still really hard to tell whether Pusan did enough damage to call it an advantage to himself, because he really sacrificed a lot to do, okay, he did force a lot of probes off the line for a long time. Those Manor Pylons did actually a lot of economic damage. That assimilator did a lot of tech delay. Now just moving around along those bridges, and those bridges on this map really do not help Dragoons out, especially when they're doing exactly that. They're going to be forced to run in just two Dragoons at a time, and sometimes Dragoon behind just not in a position to really fire, just attempting to take advantage of the fact that he's going to have Goon range. Does a Goon at this point, you're just going to try to at least range all those Zealots, those Dragoons of JangBi's, but just those bridges really are what blocking his way at this point. If he tries to go in from both sides, he might instead be forced back as well, even if he tries that. Does only have one single Zealot to support. Robotic support coming alongside right now, so Reavers are going to be on the way. First shuttle is coming in very soon as well. Second gas coming in for both players. Again, Pusan trying to move in just with a few Dragoons, trying to take some pot shots at those Zealots, keep those Zealots at small shields and try to pick them off. But actually has a lot of Dragoons at home, interestingly enough. One going crazy with the waypoints, has 4 Dragoons that are finally, I think, maybe running up to support. I don't know, he's apparently just keeping those in his base just to make sure there's not going to be any scout that could possibly get inside of his base. Observer is actually out for JangBi to start off with. Didn't see his tech really, so instead of going for robotic support first, apparently went for observers just to finally be able to get the scout. He was not being allowed to scout for a very long time. Pusan actually might have gone for observer on the opposite side as well, although, because honestly both players haven't had a scout in each other's base for a long time. JangBi going to be adding in 2 more gateways, and I'm going to be assuming Pusan's going to do something alike fairly soon. Yeah, that's one gateway, and we're going to see another coming in very soon as well. Actually, these players going very similar builds, I actually say, despite that very hectic, weird beginning. This is actually your good old standard old PvPs that you used to see way back when, especially in the club, the MSL. Silver Doom coming in for both players, actually. So this is almost an absolute mirror. Observer coming in from JangBi right inside of Pusan's base, going to spot everything.